Hello everyone, and welcome to Bike Like a Dog. You may notice there's a little difference in format this week. I'm not riding. If you tuned into my last video, you probably saw some pictures, and I'll put them in right here. Okay, so about 20 minutes after I finished the recording for the video I posted about you will be in an accident, that happened. I was riding about 45 miles an hour down the road, which was the speed limit, and lady turned left right in front of me. You know, just like you hear about, just like you see on all the videos and everything, there it was. I did not have my camera rolling or anything because I had it all packed up. I try to do my recording away from town so that I'm not trying to split attention between traffic and recording. I want there to be, you know, really no traffic around me. And if you've ever watched some of my recordings, you'll know that sometimes I pull off and let people pass me for that very reason, just because I don't want to be worried about somebody behind me getting upset because I'm not going as fast as they want to go or something like that. Anyway, she turned in front of me. I braked hard. Obviously, my Z500 has ABS brakes. So I braked hard, tried swerving to the left, and I almost missed her. I mean, really, 6 to 10 more inches, I guess, I probably would have missed her completely. But no, I caught the right rear corner of her car with the right side of my bike. If you looked at the pictures, you can see that it scraped my right front fender, broke off the slider on the right side due to the impact. I don't think that was from the sliding, that was from the impact. Broke off my right foot peg and brake pedal, and it busted off my handbrake as well, so that if you pulled on the handbrake, all you did was squirt brake fluid onto the ground. Other scrapes and stuff like that on the bike, but it was all on that right side. Now, I went over the handlebars. I think I hit my right ribs on my way over, and then landed on my head and right shoulder, and slid mostly on my head from that point. And the bike itself went on and fell on its right side on top of my right foot. And then we slid together for a while, with it sliding on my foot and me sliding on my head. So yeah, that was fun. I'll probably do another video later about the lessons learned and things like that. But for right now, I was already planning on doing a video about gear, so it just kind of changed my focus. And sorry for the interruption there. Sometimes when you have animals, they, you know, kind of interrupt what you're doing. So I decided that instead of just doing a general thing about gear, I would cover the gear that I was wearing in this accident. Why? Well, look, I'm in my mid-60s, and that means I am no spring chicken. I was traveling 45 miles an hour, struck a car that turned in front of me, and I walked away, largely due to the gear that I was wearing. So, full disclosure, I am not sponsored. There are no affiliated links in this description. I am not recommending this gear. I am not receiving compensation from any of this. I'm simply saying that this is what I was wearing when I had the accident, and it's the benefits that each piece afforded to me. And I'm going to put a list of all the gear in the description so you can see exactly what I was wearing. So let's start with this thing that's right in front of us because it's the most obvious piece of gear and the one that most people wear and the one that's legally required in the state of Georgia. Isn't it amazing that you can go all day long without any interruptions whatsoever, and you start trying to actually do something, and like every 3 minutes you get an interruption. So let's see if we can get farther now. We're going to start here with this helmet. This is what I was wearing. It's a Sedici Sistema 2 Palare Bluetooth, which means it's got the built-in Bluetooth system with it, powered by Sistema. And it comes in that helmet. It is a modular helmet, which means, for those that don't know, see the chin bar comes up. Now I had the chin bar down, and let me see if I can get enough light on this thing so that you can see the scrapes along the top of that thing and along the chin bar. Yeah, so I had that's mostly where I slid, quite frankly, top of my head. I had almost an imperceptible red spot right about here on my forehead. I didn't even notice it. Somebody asked me about it that night. It was about the size, a little pink spot about the size of the fingernail on my pinky finger, and it was gone by morning. So no problem there. Now you can see that the chin bar was down and scraped. So had that chin bar been up, I probably would have taken some damage to my chin. I think it would have been scraping. It doesn't look like it was an impact. I don't know that there would have been like a broken jaw or anything, but definitely would have scraped up my face. Now, had I not been wearing this helmet at all, I probably wouldn't be here doing this. At best, I would be in a hospital recovering from surgery. I'm sure it would have fractured my skull, probably scraped through the skin on my skull, on my right eyebrow, and maybe taken some of my skull with it. And at worst, yeah, I could have died from the impact and brain damage. Somewhere in the middle would be surviving, but disfigurement and severe brain trauma, which could have put me in a coma for weeks. Who knows? I could have been learning how to talk again. I could have been lost memories and things. Trust me, people, I know people who have been in accidents that have had that type of damage. And yeah, it is not good. Nothing good. Now this helmet is ECE 2205, but in this case, I really think any DOT helmet, full face or modular helmet, would have probably been just as good. There wasn't. I really didn't have a lot of other forces involved. Part of that's by other gear that I wore, which we'll get to later. I think I paid about $400 for this thing back in June, because remember, I've only been riding 5 months. It's actually on sale on REV'IT right now for like $270, so that's a pretty good deal. Though if I were buying one now, I would probably go with the MIPS version, the Sistema 2 MIPS instead, because it's got the rotational MIPS system. Animals, I swear. Okay, the Sistema 2 MIPS, like it says, it's got the MIPS system, which is good, helping protect you from rotational forces and everything. It's just over $230 right now, and then I would just add my own Bluetooth system, whether Sena, Cardo, whatever you wanted to do. Okay, so I think that's gonna pretty much do it for the helmet. Let's move on to the gloves. Whoops, whoa. Okay, let's move on to the gloves. Now, here's my, these gloves are Icon Anthem 2 CE gloves. It's it's a summer glove. It's a mesh. They've been great all summer. I was getting ready to put them away for the winter, but it was like 70 degrees outside, so not too bad. You can see where it's scraped. You can see the orange on the knuckles. You might be able to see the other knuckles are also scraped. Also on my middle finger, well, really on all those fingers, there's abrasions. I don't know if they really show up in this light. What you can see though is above the cuff of the gloves. That is one of my minor abrasions that I got. It was between the glove and the end of my sleeve. If I'd had on gauntleted gloves instead, I probably wouldn't have that. The only other abrasion anything I got was about a quarter sized right here on my knee. I'll go into that one in a minute. But the main thing is that that really protected that hand. Then on the other side, you can see there's more significant damage to this glove. It actually, you might be able to see on the middle finger, it actually went all the way through. You can see my skin through it, yet it didn't scrape my skin. Lots of abrasions on it, but yeah, no issues. My hands were completely protected, other than that one scrape above the cuff. So, nice job. Double thumbs up. Okay, next, let's take a look at the boots that I was wearing. Let me get them. We got there we go, Icon Stormhawk 2 Stormhawk boots. I don't think it's the 2. I think it's just Stormhawk WP or something like that, because they're waterproof. You can see here we got the boa closure on them, the waterproof liner. They're very comfortable. I wear a double wide shoe, not just extra wide, but double wide. And so I was able to go up one size of these boots beyond what I normally wear. And then that boa closure helps me crank it down to where it's nice and snug. And you just pop the boa, pull your foot out. Easy breezy, really, really easy and comfortable. Of course, they got D30, or they got protectors on the side and all that good stuff. Now, one of the things you may not be able to see is on this right boot, there is a dent right there in the toe of it, and you might be able to see the scraping along the sole, and it popped like one stitch right there. Remember, there was a 370-pound motorcycle sliding on top of that boot, so that's pretty good. Had I been wearing tennis shoes or something like that, they would have probably shredded right off my foot, would have shredded my foot, and more than likely, I would have been looking at an amputation. And you can't just amputate a foot. You have to go all the way up just below the knee on that. So yeah, I'd have probably lost my entire lower leg had I been not wearing a pair of motorcycle boots. Now, as I said, this thing supported the weight of the bike. And if I squeeze this, for everything I'm worth, I can't collapse that thing. It's nice and sturdy. Now, the reason I say that is I'm going to show you the pair of boots I normally wear in sunny weather. These are the Grady riding boots. I got these from Harley Davidson right before my MSF course, because I needed some boots that covered the ankle, and I went and bought these. Like I said, I was having trouble finding some that would fit my double wide foot, and they're very comfortable. And with this leather and everything, I think that from an abrasion standpoint, these absolutely would have protected my foot. My concern is, if you are looking at this, if I squeeze this one, you can see that, yeah, I can actually squeeze that in. And so I'm not sure how much that would have helped me with the weight of the bike. Might have been fine. Might have been just perfectly fine. I just don't know. The reason I wasn't wearing these is because it was overcast and kind of misty. And these boots, that bottom, when you're on wet pavement, man, it's slicker than snot when you put your foot down on the pavement. Or as the expression that I know goes, slicker than snot on a doorknob. So that's why I was wearing the Stormhawks and was not wearing these. Because of the job the Stormhawks did, I may not be wearing these again for riding, even if it's sunny weather. I just don't trust them if the bike lands on top of me. Okay, I'm going to stop it there so that I can swap some stuff around, and then we'll continue. All right, so next we're going to talk about pants. You know, a lot of people don't like to wear riding pants because they say they look stupid. They don't like them. They look bad. They make them look something. So they don't wear them. And that's true. There's so much gear that people don't wear because they're so afraid of what other people are going to say. Well, I got two pair of pants here sitting in front of me. One pair is my riding pants that I was wearing that day. The other pair is from Gap. They don't really look that different, do they? Those are the ones from Gap. They don't count. These are the riding pants, the riding jeans I was wearing that day. They are REV'IT. This is the REV'IT Philly 3 jeans. They have these Sea-Soft protectors at the knees and hips. And I think, I said I was going to talk about the other abrasion later. I think I got that abrasion right there. Right in that kind of that nook. These were riding a little bit low, so I got that abrasion right there. And that's the only two places I have coming out of that accident. The jeans themselves, you can't even tell they were in an accident. There's not a single place that's frayed, not a single place that's worn. Nothing at all. Came through with absolute flying colors. They're very comfortable. Slightly warmer than the Gap jeans, but really super comfortable. And these are what I wear when I ride. All right, so in my video talking about, that you will be in an accident, I talked about layers, that we protect ourselves with layers, kind of like a skier or snowboarder protects themselves from cold by having multiple layers. They've got a base layer and then another layer. They may have a powder layer. They got all these different layers of protection. So this is the outer layer that I had on my torso. This was just a vest. There's nothing to it. It's a $9 vest. Just a high visibility thing to help make me be seen. Now granted, the lady didn't see me. But it wasn't because I didn't try, and it wasn't because this vest wasn't doing its job. She just didn't see me. All right, that brings me to my next layer, which is this Alpinestars TGP Plus RV4 Airflow jacket. Don't worry, I'm putting it in the description. There's no way you can remember that. If I didn't have it written down, I wouldn't remember it either. Now, this is not a Tech Air. It's Tech Air ready. You can see right here that it says it's Tech Air ready, which means it has some extra stretchy parts to allow for an airbag underneath it, which is why it does not have chest armor or back armor. It does have elbow protectors. It has internal under here. There are right there. There's a shoulder protector, as well as these little pucks on the tops of the shoulders that help. You probably can't tell it, but if you were able to see this really well, you could see that this one's got some slide marks from right here on the right shoulder where I was sliding, and you can see a little bit on the fabric as well where I was sliding on this with my helmet. Other than that, there's not a mark on it. Nothing that was covered by this jacket was hurt at all. The only scrape I got was at the end of this sleeve, between the end of the sleeve and the glove. That is it. But that brings me to my final layer, which was, that's right, Tech Air 5, Alpinestars Tech Air 5 airbag system. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this airbag system for anybody that is not familiar with it. All right. Now, I don't have a video. I had already packed up all my gear, like I said. So I don't have a video, but I know that within microseconds of impact, this thing inflated because it's got the algorithm. It recognized that my momentum, my angle, everything indicated that I was in an accident. It immediately inflated so that the rest of the accident that I went through, I had this airbag all around me. First and foremost, remember I said I landed on my head. This airbag, when it deploys up and it immobilizes your helmet. It acts like a neck brace. And I am firmly convinced that's one reason why I don't have any neck injuries whatsoever. Not even a little soreness. Because this completely immobilized my head while I was landing on it and sliding on it and everything. Otherwise, I could very easily have had a cracked vertebra, could have had a broken neck, could have died, quite frankly. I mean, all it takes is the right force at the right angle and severs that spine at the right place and you're gone. It's just the way it is. So, big thanks to this airbag. The other thing is, remember, I landed on my shoulder too. I'm in my 60s. That means I don't have really strong bones like some 20-year-old football player, right? When I landed on my shoulder and I hit my ribs first, right? I hit my ribs on the way over. I had a little bit of soreness in the ribs that night. It was gone by morning. So this airbag probably saved me from at least a couple of cracked ribs. Landing on my shoulder, this goes, you can see it's got little sleeves on it. So it actually goes about maybe a third or more down my upper arm, which means that when I landed on my shoulder, I landed on that and probably saved me from a cracked or broken collarbone and or shoulder. So big thing there, because I got, well, again, no soreness even. I mean, nothing. The witnesses that were there were amazed when they came over because they had seen me hit. They saw me go pinballing off of the car and onto the pavement and landing on my head and sliding the bank on top of me and all this kind of stuff. And when I sat up and said, "No, I'm good," they were like, "What?" I mean, they were shocked that I was good. Even and the first responders as well. They were kind of like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm good." Here I am, an overweight mid-60s guy. I caromed off the car onto the pavement, landing and sliding. 370-pound bike on me. And I walked away with very minor abrasions. There's one other thing I want to show. And that is, hold on. I do probably have something else to thank. Sorry about that video there. And that is, I did have these saddlebags on there because I do keep my camera equipment. I keep my rain suit. I keep a tool kit, tire repair kit, and some extra power cables and stuff like that in here. This is the right side of these bags, and you can't see it, but they're just, wait, is this the right side? Nope, the other side's the right side. No wonder. It's like, man, they came through great. Okay, so there is a little bit of scraping along the piping and everything. Now, chances are these bags, These are soft bags, so that means they didn't like break my leg when the bike landed on them on a corner or a side of the bag. These are soft, but they probably did help support the weight of the bike to keep it so it wasn't all 370 pounds on my foot. Because remember, the slider and the foot peg and all that stuff had fallen off, so that bike was being supported only by my foot and those bags. Okay, so high-vis vest, $9. Helmet, $400. Gloves, $40. Boots, $185. Pants, $230. Jacket, $290. Airbag vest, $790. Being able to go home with my wife and go about my normal evening activities with my family instead of dying or riding to a hospital in an ambulance for surgery, priceless. Because biking like a dog is not just about riding today. It's about being able to ride tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.